Where in the world is Randy Sharp? Today we're at Jermaine Owens, North Fork Seafood in Peconic, New York.
Hello, everybody. Let's dig in.
We actually met Jermaine, all of us, at Porgies when he used to work at Porgies. He was clearly the best cutter at Porgies, and I used to do this thing where I would kind of wander around the store until Jermaine was free. He was definitely the best cutter there. And then he split and opened his own business in his house, which is where we are now. And he would like to be people's personal fishmonger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yep.
I want to be more personable with the people.
Like make the connection.
Yeah, make the connection first. I want to talk to you for a little while, you know. I want to know exactly what you like, how you like it. You know, ever since COVID, you know, things were really uncertain, and we wanted to like provide fresh fish to people. I wanted everybody to know that it came right off the boat, in my hands, straight to your hands.
So we thought it would be amazing to come to his cut shop, which is where we are now, and go to the boat and see the fish come in, and then come back. And then Jermaine's gonna let me hack to death the fish while he expertly cuts through his own. And we're gonna learn about, you know, how fishmongers run their business. And then we're just gonna give you a little reminder to tip your fishmonger. Before we go to the dock, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about how this works. Like, for instance, you bring in the fish, what happens then? This is a cooler, right? It's
Yeah,
ice.
so this is the ice machine. Bring in the fish, immediately ice the fish down.
He has so much, look at
And
this.
so this is a 1,000-pound flake ice machine.
But when you, oh my God, do you know how hard that is to get in New York City? And now he's gonna claim to you that this sharpens a knife. Incidentally, I do not believe that this sharpens a knife.
Steel sharpens steel, honey.
Okay, I'm just saying, this is not capable of sharpening a knife.
That is, listen, it's all about the angle when you sharpen a knife, right? So Dexter's like a 9-degree angle. So that's a slight from flat. And you don't even need to stroke the steel. You don't need to sharpen a knife that many times. And that, my dear, it probably don't feel.
It feels pretty sharp.
Okay, so, you know, when I touch the flesh of a fish, it's split and open.
All right, now what am I doing?
So flat on a steel, just a little angle. That sounds correct. You can hear
How
it.
do they do it when Gordon Ramsay goes like this?
I mean, you know, I'm lefty, so when I'm in my zone,
Yeah, I can't do that.
you know, and you want to make sure you go from the heel of the knife, carry it all the way through to the tip. A lot of people use the first 2 inches of the blade to cut the knife. I like to use the whole blade, and that gives you a cleaner cut and more control.
Okay, and we'll see when we actually cut. I mean,
Yes.
when I hack it and Jermaine cuts it. I use perhaps the worst knife sharpener to knife people, which is the Chef Master, which I love, where you put the knife like this and you draw this.
Yes, that's very dangerous. I don't like those. So I'll show you a real easy way. When you're not sure how to sharpen a knife,
Okay.
you take another knife, steel,
Now you
sharpen
mixed up
steel.
which one is.
This is the knife that we was using. Come on, honey.
Okay.
Each knife got a name. It's got its own personality. Now I'm just kidding. So
That's true though.
it is.
Yeah.
So blade on blade. You hear that? That works.
But so you don't like the Chef Master because it's so aggressive, right?
You know, sometimes
It's
a
aggressive.
knife is too sharp, you know, so you got to dumb it down a little bit. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to cut through bones and because you're just damaging your blade, you know. So you want to make sure you feel, you know, the frame of the fish.
It's not stronger than you mean? But
No, nothing stronger than me.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. But so yeah, you just the knife tells it all. So when I get to that rib cage, I'll start here, and the knife will stop about there. That's how I know that rib cage. I got to go up a little angle, and the knife is like a magnet to the bone, you know, for me anyway. And maybe it's just because I cleaned a million fish in my life.
Right.
So it's just you know, second nature, but you'll see the
Well, we'll
strokes.
see it. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can do it, but I'm not that good at it. So the fish comes in, you immediately ice it, and then when do people start coming?
I mean, they usually call. I'm just starting to see people come to my house. Like, you know, they're getting an idea of where you can come and get some of the best fish on the island. And I'm not just saying that, but
Also, he has a million friends. Like when I bought fish here recently, we're like, "Do you have any oysters?" He goes, "Oh, I just sold the oysters, but my buddy down the road has oysters."
shout out to Pecana Gold Oysters.
Yeah.
That's my buddy Matt Ketchum. Best oysters on the island.
I'm going to tell you that we bought like 3 dozen, and none of them had to be thrown out. Number one, they were like little sweet gems.
Yes.
And they were consumed. You know, we were gonna do like Rockefeller, and I'm like, we're not doing Rockefeller with these.
Right.
This is Tabasco and lemon juice, if anything. My God, they were fabulous. So yes,
Good.
shout out to that guy. But
Absolutely.
so then people will come and you'll sell from here, but you'll also deliver to restaurants.
Yeah, delivered to, you know, Noah's, Lucharitos, Anchor in Greenport, Port, Kentucky. It's a great experience.
It's an incredible business. When I was a kid, I was a Hobart technician, a professional dishwasher for many, many years, and I worked at a seafood restaurant. Now it's too famous, called the Black Dog on Martha's Vineyard. In the 70s, it was really cool. And the guy used to come. The boat, when you'd see the boat come in, the fish cutter monger, the fish seller, came there, would take the fish like this, put it down in front of the restaurant, fillet it, and it'd go straight into the kitchen. It was unbelievable. There's a different relationship with the craftsman.
Absolutely.
He's not hacking something that came in a box. He sees the beauty of the animal that gave its life, and he's treating it with love and respect. Don't mess around with that. Have respect.
Show some love, show some respect, show some
Yeah,
love.
this-
And I love what you just said there, because I'll catch a fish and I'm like, I'm sorry. But you're going on, you know, you're going in somebody's, you know,
Yeah.
towards somebody's diet or what they believe good food is. You respect that piece of meat.
Well, that's it.
And
That's
that goes a long way.
that's a huge thing that we say, as you know, on the show all the time, which is if you're gonna buy meat, buy it responsibly, by somebody like Jermaine or Hudson and Charles or other people we've mentioned, and also cook it nice, because that's showing respect. You're saying, I understand what you gave up, and I'm gonna treat you with complete respect.
I get whole fish orders all the time. And I say I'll dress them up for the dance, you know. I cut the fins and I'll just make the fish look beautiful. And also it's like a footprint for me, because when you go in a restaurant and you see everything cleaned and cut off the fish, you know it's Jay Cuts, baby.
Look at this garden he's got here, man. That's amazing.
And I'm gonna build a farm stand for my daughter right in the front.
For your daughter.
And I'm gonna put some fish right next to it.
Green beans,
Tomatoes. I mean, I just love coming back here in the morning, pick one right off the stem. Sweet.
Ooh, that's really good.
Sweet, beautiful. You know, I don't want to give my secret to what I'm putting on a
Give
plants, but
give it.
you know, plants love seafood. So, you know, we had a good run of
Beautiful
blackberries,
berries, yeah.
and we got some peppers over here.
And you said you weren't sure if these were sweet or hot, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know,
This is
my
sweet.
wife would know.
That's sweet. I think these are sweet.
Then we got some basil on steroids
Yeah, look at
over
this.
here.
Look at this, man. I mean, how much pesto can you eat?
I'm telling you, we're gonna have a sauce party with all these tomatoes, and we into clean eating. Fish from the water, vegetables from the garden. You know,
I mean, this is what I say. When you go to a parade like the 4th of July parade, right? What cars are in the parade? Not the new cars.
Right.
The classic cars.
Classics. We
And-
classics over here, baby.
And the way you keep your classic car in the parade is by eating well.
Absolutely.
Eating clean. Eating stuff that nourishes your soul. What goes in your body matters, man.
It matters.
Yep. This is called a Rose of Sharon.
It's almost as beautiful as you. But you know,
Let's take it to the dock.
let's go.
Turn around, let me see the back.
The back says, Rosemary Anna,
Yes.
which is the name of Arthur's boat. How long do you stay out when you go out in the morning? How many hours?
We left at 2 this morning.
Oh my God.
Told you he liked to get out early.
But I mean, we're still not done. I still got to deliver the fish.
Yeah.
I sell the Southold, I sell the him, I sell the bronze, and I pack these out of prawns.
Without him, I wouldn't be able to bring the quality that, you know,
Wait,
is
you have
expected.
a relationship with the guy bringing it in.
He is a big part of what I do.
We're literally buying it straight off the boat. You can't get closer to fresh than that.
No.
And you
He's-
might even find some still kicking.
Really?
Oh yeah, if you open
Those
them
aren't
boxes-
all the same fish though.
Most of them are porgies, but
yeah?
I have conchs in there. I have
Conchs, really?
actually whelks.
Okay.
There's knobby whelks, smooth whelk. There's some squid, some butterfish.
Really?
There's some dogfish over there, skate wings.
Sea bass. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
sea
a nice one.
bassosaurus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big
This
one.
is the dogfish here.
Who's eating the dogfish? I mean, does it?
I don't know, but they're worth money right now.
You just sold me some last week, and they went to Anchor. So
So they're cooking it?
yeah, they're cooking
Oh,
it.
okay.
Absolutely.
I just donated fish to Cornell.
Cornell here or Cornell?
New York,
in,
Cornell.
Yeah,
No,
but,
no, right.
Right in
right
South
River.
Oak.
Oh, it's some.
Frozen.
It's like a piece of Cornell that's here.
It's the Marine Port.
Oh wow! All right, man. Thank you so much
you
for
so
letting us
much.
come on. I really appreciate it. It follows the chain of Jermaine.
The chain of
Change the
Jermaine.
name.
You
Did he
know.
introduce you to his father, Master Fish Cutter?
No.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
I did not.
Apparently, Jermaine isn't the first fish cutter in the family.
Well, he argues with me all the time that he's better than me. So
Oh.
nah, he is.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll leave you alone.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So, what are these?
Those are porgies.
These are porgies.
Look like mediums, jumbos.
I think they're still hard to get the bones out, though.
Ah, I'm gonna do that too. It's easy.
Don't. Are you gonna drop it there, Jermaine? You're gonna tip it over, I think. Well, let's see what we got here.
Jumbo black sea bass here. Great eating fish.
Oh, the best.
And I love them because they're diet. Normally when I clean these guys, fillet it, I always get a whole lobster from out of their,
What?
yes.
Oh, from their gut.
From their gut.
Wait, hopefully we'll find one. Now what he's gonna do is he's gonna scale it because if you never bought fish from a fishmonger, who of course what you don't know, maybe, is that they have scales. And the scales now people are using them in cooking and everything, but can you take one so I can just show them, like, how do you get a scale off there? Yeah, so you see these, you do not want to eat this, okay? And finding it in a fillet is bad.
Yeah.
Jermaine never does that. Now, when you do this at home, it's gonna go everywhere. And I've done this, even outside, you will be picking up scales for 2 weeks.
So what I do is I take a box, put the fish in the box. So when I'm scaling, the scales stick to the box. And I rarely get any on the floor. I probably will today, but
Because we're not using the box so you can see what he's doing.
so DEC, agri markets don't like scales going down the drain.
Okay.
So we're gonna scale this, watch it now. And this is the fresher the fish, the easier the scales come off. So this guy is super fresh. Get all in there. I like to get the bottom too, the bottom scales, because that'll stop your knife and it'll actually take the edge off your knife. So I carefully scale it with love.
Now it feels like fish that you buy normally.
Right. That off. Other side. People are in too much of a rush these days. What are you rushing for? Make it nice and it's more enjoyable.
Now people are drying and pulverizing fish scales. And actually, Jermaine told me that the fish scales of a halibut, did you say, what was it?
Striped bass.
Striped bass.
Striped bass fish scales, if done right, actually taste like Jolly Ranchers. I couldn't believe it. I was at Anchor one day and the chef's like, bring me scales. Bring me scales. All right, I'll try anything, you know?
Yeah.
And it tastes like it was delicious.
Jolly Ranchers. Yeah.
So, yeah, Anchor is probably one of the best restaurants out here. It's on the water. You got a beautiful view of Shelter Island. They got one of the absolute best chefs on the island there. His name is Diego. And it's just a comfortable environment, they probably buy most of the fish out of all of my.
Wow.
You
I
know,
mean,
out of all my
my
clients.
house that you've seen on the show is on the South Shore. I think the North Fork might be where it's at.
It's a beautiful place, and you know, I grew up on a boat, so I got a different view of the island. Drifting on a boat, going past Shelter Island, you got like beautiful house landscapes, and that's what people are drawn to out here. So
Yeah. What do you mean you grew up on a boat?
I had my first job when I was 8 years old. I lived on this road called Carpenter Street. It's a funny story. Every morning at 7 o'clock, this guy's blowing his freaking horn, right? So I'm like, you know, little bad in this kid, you know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get up and I actually go to the boat.
Curious.
And I tell this guy, why are you blowing your horn at 7 o'clock, bro? Every morning. He's like, so I let the people know the boat is leaving. And by the way, kid, you little snotty, do you need a job? and that's where it started for
That's
me.
fantastic.
Yeah.
He has teeth like Maud's teeth.
Yeah.
My Jack Russell has little stubby teeth in front.
They got strong jaws, you know, they crush their prey.
They crush lobsters. They gotta be pretty
Lobsters,
strong.
you know.
How do you know if a fish is fresh? Okay, now to the layman, which is me, two things you look for. The eye should not be concave. If the eye is convex, that's a good sign. If you open the gill and the gill is red, bright red, see the gill is bright red? That's fresh. It means that it recently synthesized oxygen. If this is gray or light pink, it's not fresh.
Yeah, don't take that.
Also, if they don't want to show you the gills, don't buy
get
fish
it.
there.
Or don't buy a fish if the gills are removed.
Out, because it means they remove the gills.
Yes.
Word.
That's people that don't care about.
They remove the gills because they don't want you to see that the fish is fresh or not fresh.
Exactly.
So it's the simple things to just cut to the chase. If you're buying a whole fish, convex eye, red gill. Let's give him a name.
Let's give him a name.
Yeah.
Peter.
Okay.
Peter sounds good. All right, Peter, so bear with us for a little longer. We're filleting this guy, getting him grill ready. Gentle touch. We're going to make an incision along the fin here. You make this cut, you see that?
Yes.
As soon as the blade touched the fish, it's in there. Now I'm barely holding on. You let the knife do the
Let
work.
the knife do the work, right.
And it's a magnet to the bone, right? So when you lift that meat, you're right on the bone, right?
So you can feel the bone is right there.
Get as close as, so now, one stroke down, continuous cut all the way. You see how my knife came out?
Yes.
That's okay. Follow through. You got a beautiful fillet. Okay? Comes a spray. We love everything clean,
That's right.
done.
So why is side 2 harder?
You bring in a knife towards you, just a little bit more scary. There's a separation point between the fin and the meat. A lot of people
I can
don't
feel
know.
the fin,
Right.
and then there's a soft here. So it's
Yeah.
like thin, hard, like a feather. Then there's the soft.
And that soft is what you want to follow. But still, you know, have a little, and just be real careful coming up to that forehead.
I mean, you'd have to be pretty aggressive to stab yourself.
Well, I've seen it, trust me.
I've seen people go from here into their belly.
They're like,
Ooh,
you know.
ooh.
So, okay, so now we got our cut along here.
So he cuts
right
under
behind, under
yeah.
the fin.
Yep.
Okay, and gently go over this rib cage and down. You want to see the stomach lining. That's how you know that's a clean cut. Clean it up a little bit. My dad used to say, wow, I can read the newspaper through that.
Yeah, that's what you want.
It's
You want
pretty
You
good.
can see my hand. Look.
Yeah. Normally I would take that head, throw it in a pot, fish
Yeah.
head soup, something like that, you know, or the garden loves this.
Yeah. You can make court bouillon, which is it's a very chefy thing. But you would literally, actually, without the gut though,
Yeah,
you would take.
of course.
Yeah, you would dump this in with celery, white wine, stock, let it cook down, strain it, and you have the base for a lot of fish stews and things like that. This is essentially not garbage.
No, it's not.
So I feel seeing what happens to the animal and the skill that it takes to do this is more compelling to me as a cook than buying this on a styrofoam plate. Like, I would just rather see Jermaine do it. I mean, it's
Make a black man blush.
it's so beautiful. Now listen, it does have pin bones.
And we're going to get
And
to
he's
that
going
right
to show
now.
you. Yeah, he's going to show
So
you.
let's get this off the table.
Okay.
Let's get Peter off the
So
table.
he does have blood. Fish do have blood. They have
Yeah.
poo. They have pee. They're animals. Okay.
Absolutely. Remember we was talking about there's a knife for everything?
Yes.
I'm going to get my boning knife, which is just a thinner blade. Here.
Those are all Dexters, which is a great company, guys.
They're all Dexters, but I'm trying to upgrade.
Mr. J. Cuts Owens is perhaps interested in a Parusi Dan.
Perhaps.
He just made an oyster shucker, which is almost like a piece of jewelry. But you know, because it's Dan, it's a piece of jewelry that will open oysters for 75 years. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he doesn't mess around, that guy. Now let's show this part, because this is kind of not so totally easy.
Yeah, you got to be somewhat delicate, but it takes a little effort to get the bone out. Got a line of bones here. Now, most people might think there's bones all the way through this fish, but it actually stops here. You just feel along here, this line of bones.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Now you just, an imaginary line, right? You want to get as close to that as you can, right? So you see that
So
little
I can-
piece of skin there?
Yes. Down through, you can see there's a little tiny piece of skin visible. The pin bones are in this little flap.
Come along this side. And then
And if you can feel all the pin bones here. You can't even see them because he did it
Yeah.
so beautiful.
the fancy restaurants like a whole piece. So some people go right through the skin and you get
Two
a
little
V
flaps, yeah.
on the other side.
Right.
So you want that to look as
Like-
clean as possible.
Yeah, he didn't cut the skin that had the pin bones. It's still intact. And look how amazing the design is. There's a book called Art Forms in Nature, which you should look at. It's a really beautiful book. And it shows all these incredible things that happen naturally that are stunning.
So my job is based on percentage, right? So if I get 100 pounds of fluke and I cut 50 pounds, then I get 50%. If it costs me $5 a pound on a boat, my break even at 50% after I cut it would be 10. So it's important to get all the meat off the bone these days because fish is expensive.
And you're also at the Riverhead Farmers Market. So
Yes.
if people happen to be on the South Fork, Jermaine has a stall that's in between the two forks, right? It's kind of
Yeah.
in the middle.
A lot of chefs see, I mean, that's not bad. My knife got caught up a little bit. But chefs don't want to see,
Jagged.
yeah, they don't want to see that. They want to see a nice, smooth fillet. It presents better on a plate. If I'm sitting down, eating, I want to see a nice portion. So yeah, we're going to continue taking this bone out here. All right, and we just want to gently cut so we're not scoring that skin down there. And it's just, all you got to do is be gentle. And then run it along the opposite side.
I mean, this is like a chef's dream. Let me tell you two things also about a fishmonger. The shop should not stink, okay? And your butcher shop as well. If there's a weird, bad, rotting smell in there, it's no good. However, what I want to say is some fish has a stronger smell. I mean, I would even say like salmon has a stronger smell, okay? And I don't like fish. If they don't like fish, they'll probably like this, especially if Jermaine cut it.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to try and fillet a fish. We're going to see what kind of massacre, bloodbath occurs. This is a porgy, as in, I loves you, porgy, don't let him take me. This is a porgy, very popular, very easy to catch fish. Even I have caught these. Now, my question in fish terminology is a porgy on Long Island the same as something called a cunner in Massachusetts?
Negative.
I always
A
thought
cunner is a bagal.
I always thought they were the same.
Hand in the gill. Okay. Knife under. Well, under the scales right there. You see that,
Yes.
right?
Oh, you-
Just under these scales that's coming under where this fin is.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go under that. It just makes it easier to cut. All right, so watch.
So what are you gonna do?
Gonna go cut there. All right, good. So you're here. Now you turn it around. You see where my knife is here?
Yes.
It's almost straight with the head. And you wanna go down.
Oh, I see.
Remember I was telling you about this fin?
Yes.
And you wanna stay,
Here's the fin.
that's
Okay.
the fin. Yep, so you
Okay.
wanna stay above that fin just a little bit. You're
Be
doing great,
gentle.
you're doing great. Just stay above that fin.
I feel the ribs.
Yep, keep going. Look at this. Watch how this cut look. All right, so, this is the good part. Oh, you are right on the freaking bone. Look at that. It almost looked like mine, look.
No.
Yep. So now we get into the rib cage.
Yes, I see it.
Stay above this bone. Put the knife. See you going in the rib cage? You're gonna be there. Yep,
It's a big piece of meat there.
that's
though.
all right. That don't matter.
Said the actress to the bishop.
That don't matter.
Okay.
You can take the rest of this.
It's not bad.
It's beautiful. So now, it gets even tougher. So I started here.
You started here.
Yep, beautiful.
Okay.
You want your hand here, not here. It's
Okay.
so close to that cut. This gill is saving your finger from being cut off.
Okay.
All right, so. Yep, so now we're there.
Okay.
Leave the tip of the knife here
Okay. This is hard, you know.
because you're doing this.
Because I'm sawing, I know.
So you got to come here. See where my knife is?
Yes.
Let that first 2 inches of the knife do the work.
I got it.
There you go.
Oh, that's really a smart thing.
Okay?
That's a smart thing you just told me.
All right. Fish here.
Okay.
Yeah. And you start up at the neck. And it's everything the opposite. You're going to come to that rib cage again. See that rib cage there? Mm-hmm. You want to angle a knife just slightly up. You want to go down and follow the fish. Now, okay, there you go.
All right.
That's fine. Guys, come on. I mean,
That's not.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Come on. That's beautiful. Now after that, you just gotta practice.
Yeah.
It's just practice, but it's understanding how that fish is built. This is a skinning knife. So I'm just gonna go through the motion. You know how to skin, right?
I've done it. I'm not saying I'm very good at it, but I'm. Skinning knife, cutting knife.
You wanna get a little angle and get
Okay.
on that. A little angle down. Yeah, a little angle down. Practice. It's good.
I've never really taken apart a fish, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I mean, skinning it's a technique. Get that knife in there. Done. Everybody are afraid of porgy bones, right?
Yes.
It's called a V cut. Something's under that. Boneless porgy fillet. So you can see that line. Boom. Yup, in the V. It's called the V cut. Look at how that shit came right out.
Thanks. I never
go.
knew. I never really knew how to remove this. And I know porgies are very tasty, and people are terrified of them.
Yeah, that was the fish sandwich we just
Yeah,
had
I
at the
know.
brewery. Yep.
We just went to the Greenport Brewery. That was superb. Porgy is something I've never bought because I
the
was
bones.
yeah.
Everyone's afraid of the bones, but it's actually a fish that's in abundance.
Yeah,
Tons of porgies, you know.
they're plentiful and they're sustainable too.
Right.
So hold on a second. A cunner isn't a silver fish shaped like this.
Brown.
What was I catching? Porgies, maybe.
Butterfish, maybe.
It's
Silver.
silver.
Kind of similar to a porgy.
Yes.
It's a butterfish.
Okay. I fished there maybe all day. I'd sit there all day. All day. So what is this is for a client?
So this is for a client,
Okay.
Tilefish. He's gonna use it for a ceviche. And I am just gonna remove the bones.
Nobody knows about tilefish.
Nobody knows about tilefish off Montauk. You know, they swim in 500 to 700 feet of water. You usually need an electric reel to reel these guys in. Let's just dig in. So the bones run all the way down, but I always go just for safety reasons.
Now this is skin off, just in case.
That is
yeah.
skin off,
Okay,
right? Skin off. And we just make basically the same cut. The bones on the tilefish, as you get up closer to the top, curve like that.
People should know about unfamous fish
Yeah.
because it's really delicious, you know. People don't know about weak fish. They don't know about, look at that.
That's the bone.
That's the bone.
I like to take these edges off just to make it look more professional.
And this is, you know, honestly, even during the shoot day, has clients. I mean, it's incredible, the success you've had here.
It's, you know, it's a blessing. And
You said you needed a clone.
yeah, I do need a clone actually. But it's hard to, you know, when you so stuck in your ways of how you do something. Like if I got a guy here cutting fish and I don't like the way it's cut, he's gone. You know, my clients expect a beautiful piece of fish.
And this is for ceviche, which there's no skin on it. So there's less concern about piercing through.
So when we get this to the chef, all he got to do is cut it to his desirable size.
Don't be afraid of ceviche because, as we said many years ago on the show, it's cooked. It's just not cooked in heat.
This is cooked in the acid
Yeah,
wash,
it's chemically
you know?
cooked. So it's perfectly safe. And incidentally, so is raw fish.
Right. So that's it.
That's
We're
it.
ready.
Now, who's picking that up?
This guy named Adam, he is the owner of Grace and Grit, huge catering company.
Grace
We
and
deal with
Grit.
him.
And you're doing some tuna for him as well?
Yeah, we got a little tuna here.
Look, can you just show how beautiful that is, please?
I'll show you. So, you know, it's a beautiful piece of tuna. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't do this, but I love going the extra mile.
Cut the bloodline.
Cut the bloodline.
You can't really use the bloodline for
No,
ceviche.
you cannot.
You can't. That's what it looks like when you see it in the store. That's when somebody's already cleaned it. In swordfish, you want to be careful you don't get the big piece of the bloodline,
Right.
okay? A lot of people don't know that. So we're dropping some very important science on you right
That's
now.
right. Pay attention, people.
Yeah,
All right, so we're bagging this up.
that's beautiful.
We even lay it in there with care. So
All right,
that
cool.
is ready to go.
And I think we might be doing another cut for you guys called a butterfly.
Yes.
And we're going to use a sort of magnificent, unfamous fish.
The golden tile fish. All right, this is better.
Okay, look at this.
Beautiful golden tile, fresh out the water.
Oops.
Look at it. Look how fresh that blood is.
Yeah.
Basically, butterfly is a reverse fillet. So I'm gonna get my trusty snips. Is this
I don't
Julie?
know.
We're gonna
I
get
thought it was
Julie ready.
Maurice.
Maurice?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get Maurice ready.
So once again, the eye is soft and convex.
And the gills,
Are bright red.
bright red.
So what is a gill but a lung that sucks oxygen out of the water? That's all it is. Oh, he has very sharp teeth.
Oh yeah.
Jeez Louise. These are, oh my God, they're like needles. He wants to pierce you with his needle teeth.
It's clipped and beautiful. I like to hit the tail a little bit. And I like to get rid of the fins also because when you're scaling, they poke you and it's not a good feeling.
This is a scaler.
Scaler.
Yeah.
This takes the scales off.
And he's sort of currying it the way you curry a horse. Because if you made a long stroke, you might make a mistake. Well, you don't want to find an errant scale. I mean, that's fair, I think.
Right. Oh, let's clean this off real quick.
Now, this is a much more expert thing.
Yeah, this is,
Yeah.
it gets a little complicated. Trusty Dexter. They're good knives, but you just gotta know how to sharpen them. They lose the edge really quick.
That's really true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
I have a couple of Dexters. They're
Yeah.
sharp, But sometimes I'll use that to carve like Thanksgiving because if you sharpen it, it's really sharp, but just for like one bird.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so I like to start down here. Down here, nice sharp knife.
The knife does the work.
Knife does the work.
He's not pulling it. He's letting it slide
Gliding.
through. Yeah.
And this is where the knife needs to be sharp. Throwing up. Because you got to cut through that rib cage. And then you just gently, without poking a hole through.
I would have destroyed it.
All right, so it's a reverse fillet.
Now you can really see the backbone.
Right.
The reason why butterflying is great is because you can stuff it with all kinds of flavor producing things like herbs, lemons, berries. It kind of gives you a little more leeway flavoring it. It's dramatic for like Christmas 7 fishes thing, or it's a dramatic presentation. But if it's not boned properly, it's a drag.
Just fight through. And then keep going.
So now, see, he's freed the center, the same as the fillet.
So now we're gonna cut that there.
Now he's using shears instead of a knife.
Thank you, dear.
Hello. Wait, I mean, you probably can't see me, but look, you could almost, if it had dark print, you could read the paper through there.
I'm gonna break this bone. Here.
There's the center bone here that he's gonna break.
And cut that out.
And you never ever, you always take the gills out before you
Always.
serve it, yeah. Did you crush them?
No.
Okay. It's an interesting organ.
Look how beautiful that is.
So that's what you're looking for, is this ruby red, soft, it should look exactly like this.
Tilefish are a little tougher. I just broke that. Okay. So now, take this. Get that
It's hard. It's
rib
hard.
bone out. It's a little tougher. All right. And then this side.
This is a big, tough fish. It's
It
not like
is.
a big sea bass or a big, like,
Sea bass would have
know.
been done already.
yeah. This is a big, mighty fish, you know.
So basically you rinse that off, put your, whatever you want,
Yeah.
vegetables.
Fold it like this. You can cut the head if you want.
Yeah, you can cut the head off.
And tie it with string like we've done. Why don't we spray that down so they
Yep.
can just see the finished guy? I mean, maybe we'll do this guy on the grill.
Sure.
Let's get our sea bass that we cut. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's fantastic. All right, and we're gonna go and kind of prep these, season them in the kitchen to prepare for cooking.
Yes, careful with that.
We're just gonna very simply put some herbs and lemon inside that tilefish. Tie it or not tie it?
Let's tie it.
Okay. Are you gonna flip it? Or are you gonna?
It should get hot enough to release, and
Okay.
I should be able to flip it.
So, Jermaine brings up the main point that we bring up all the time with fish. People are scared to cook fish, and what they do is they fuss with it. Do not fuss with it.
No fussing.
Put it in the pan. If you're using a pan, put it on the grill. Don't try to move it if it doesn't move easily. This is the mistake, am I right?
That's right.
Right? And we have some basil, summer savory, and this is the old favorite, lovage, which is a beautiful celery tasting herb. So let's get that tilefish out.
All right,
All right, now you show me.
tilefish.
Underused.
Underused, so good. I mean, we got to let everybody know what this is about. Garlic infused olive oil, salt and pepper, lemons. That's it.
And
Keep
herbs.
it cool,
And
simple,
herbs.
and herbs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, so we're gonna just cut this up into slices.
Yeah, so I'll do that.
I'm just gonna get, my hands are clean, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna rub it in nice.
Treat it with love.
Yes, love
Love
it.
and respect.
Love it.
Now I'm gonna do the salt. Did you already do it?
Nope.
Okay, because your hands are all messed up. So you want to be careful with citrus and fish. For instance, As a young cook, I once marinated swordfish in lemon and stuff like that. And what happened was I got swordfish ceviche that was royally overcooked in the acid. So we're going to cook this almost immediately. So it's okay to put the slices inside.
Right.
Pepper.
I was gonna get the fancy pepper.
So I guess we're just not good enough for it. You know this fish better than me. Which one do you think we should put in there? Like just put it and then fold it. Which one? That one. That's maybe a little too wintry. I'm not sure. The lovage?
Yeah.
Okay,
let's
go
do
for
lovage.
it. You can just even put the stem, but I don't do that usually.
Okay. All right.
Easy peasy. So he's
Lemon,
flipping it and closing it.
Easy lemon squeeze.
That's right.
I'll
So let's
just
put this guy back in.
over
But
here.
make sure he doesn't all fall out.
Got you.
And then we'll tie him right before we cook him. That's Peter, right?
This is Peter.
That's Maurice.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I think oil and salt and pepper just right on the grill. Man.
Okay. The same
thing.
oil.
Garlic infused.
You don't need a lot of stuff.
Not a lot.
Okay.
Sea bass is delicious. Salt, pepper, little oil. Let it go.
Let it go. How's it go? Let it go. Let it go. Is that right?
I'm not gonna finish.
Okay.
Simple,
All
easy.
We'll use this for to decorate the plate. How about that? All right.
Perfect.
Now, for sides, literally, we have corn because it's summertime, and corn is amazing. What I like to do is I boil the water, I put the corn in, and I turn the water off. And I usually do that right before service, right? So people are having cocktails, let's say at your dinner party. Most of the food is out and resting or something. Turn the boiling water off and put the corn in. People always overcook this too, okay? It just needs a few minutes. And then we have tomatoes, sorry, I say tomato.
Tomato, tomato.
I'm sorry.
Tomato, tomato.
These are tomatoes from Jermaine and Danielle's garden. We're gonna use those. We might tear up a little bit of basil in the salad, and then we have lettuce from the garden also. So those are our sides. We also have this, which I already make, which is fingerling potatoes with herbs and vermouth, believe it or not. Okay? You want to know what I did? I took fingerlings out of the ground, and I didn't see the last part of Judge Judy because I had to do it. So I missed the last part of Judge Judy. I dug up these potatoes, I cut them in half, I put them in the pan, I put olive oil, salt, pepper, and herbs. Sounds familiar. Beautiful food. You don't need to mess with it.
Don't mess with
Okay,
it.
don't mess with it. Don't fuss with it. Okay, I'm just going to put this in your oven on broil.
Sure.
All right, and yeah. Oh, okay. And that just needs to be crisp on top, and then we're going to go out and fry our fish up on the grill.
Let's dig in.
Okay. So we have our beautiful fish here. Now, in typical dinner party tonight fashion, we couldn't find any twine. So we're just gonna put the fish open with the fillings, and it's because of the way this works. The circulating air in the grill is going to cook it. We're not going to flip it. Same thing with the fillets or fillets. So here we go. This won't take long. Oh, it's gorgeous. Beautiful. All right.
I mean, we could
These
put
are going
these
to cook
on,
quick, though.
on the top.
Yeah.
We'll put them on the top.
Okay. Are we going to close
So
it?
we'll close it for
Okay.
we'll check it in about 5 minutes.
Okay, great. If you were going to do a cocktail, for instance, Jermaine's wife, Danielle, is a bartender. She's off camera right now, but what sort of cocktail would you serve if it was a cocktail, not a wine?
I would definitely keep it something like a clear liquor, like some sort of vodka or tequila.
Some sort of vodka drink?
Yes.
Okay.
Something,
Like a martini?
Yeah, I would do a nice martini with like an onion or an olive to kind of get like that salty flavor in there.
What's your favorite drink?
I like the Pinot.
Pinot. Say we were on our survival run and you could only bring one drink, you would bring white wine?
A what? A
Survival run. We're running from the zombie apocalypse.
I would probably bring Hennessy.
I would probably bring an old growth Bordeaux or the big Tito's jug if we were running from the zombies. Hennessy in one hand.
So we good.
Tito's, yeah, we're okay.
We good,
We're on
yeah.
our way. So drink whatever you want. I would go with Danielle and saying a martini and white wine. Or Hennessy. Or just straight Tito's.
That's right.
All right, let's go do it.
Let's do it.
Wow, look at that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
What Jermaine is looking at is if the fish flakes like a book. If it mushes over in a plop, it's overcooked. This is so beautifully seasoned and lovely that it's going to be fine. See how it flakes like a book page? That's exactly perfect. See that? Take two of those off and just set them over the grill so they can grill. Yeah, beautiful. This is the hard part. Good luck. It doesn't matter if it breaks because we're going to make it look beautiful anyway. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Falling apart like butter. So if you can't get it off in one piece, it's not the end of the world. These are little pieces that people can eat. Ooh, look at that. Whoa. Oh, beautiful. Let's get these nice grilled pieces here. I always like to garnish with a little bit of that. The head you can leave, to me it shows respect. Some of your friends may not be able to deal with that. There's also a lot of meat in here, so that's optional. Now what happened was the hot fish cooked, released the scent of the herbs underneath. I'm just gonna squirt it. Is this okay with you?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it okay?
All right, look at that. Come on.
Beautiful.
Look at that. And we can just take that over to the table. Today on Dinner Party Tonight, we made tilefish, underrated. It's a great fish. Seek it out, tilefish. Just very simple butterfly, spread out on the grill, gorgeous. We did a black sea bass, the friendly fish, everybody's favorite. We had a side of just very lightly steamed corn, a beautiful salad from Jermaine and Danielle's garden, and then some roasted fingerlings from my house. What a summer. What a dinner. What an amazing time we had. I met this guy totally in passing 6 years ago or something,
Yeah,
a long time ago,
exactly.
all right? And now we just made a beautiful episode at his incredible cut room at the dock where he gets his fish straight from the guy, if not himself, on the boat. I mean, this is a honest to God, bona fide entrepreneur. And there's very few people like that who are willing to stick their neck out and risk it. And if you don't do that, what's going to happen? Nothing.
Nothing.
Right. You're going to be at somebody else's cut shop cutting fish like this. But you took a risk.
Exactly.
And you put it on the line, all right?
Absolutely. Hey,
And-
listen, if you don't jump off the mountain, you'll never know if your parachute opened.
That's right. Now his did. And this, if you're on the North Fork, go to North Fork Seafood. Jermaine Owens will set you up. If you're on the South Fork, on every Friday, he's at the Riverhead Farmers Market from 3 to 7, and he has everything that you could possibly want. Follow this guy on Instagram. First of all, his Instagram is hilarious, okay? And Facebook. Obviously, follow us on Instagram, however you'd like to, and click the subscribe button. It helps us. It shows people who are watching similar videos to also watch our videos. And we just want to say thank you so much for sticking with Dinner Party Tonight, meeting Mr. Owens, and going on a journey to North Fork Seafood. And stay tuned for more Dinner Party Tonight. Dinner Party Tonight, North Fork Seafood.
Yes.
Jermaine Owens, thank you.
No,
From the
thank
bottom
you.
of my heart.